Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. I've got a floral card make today. This is part of a blog hop that I'm part of, and there was no theme, it was just whatever you're working on now. And I haven't used Ornate Garden in quite a while. I've been using some Christmas paper and some autumnal paper, so I wanted to go back to my florals. So all of the measurements for this are on my blog, and there is a link to that blog in the description bar. But also on that blog, please go and visit that, because there's also links to all of the other crafters in that blog hop, and you get to see what some amazing crafters make. They blow me away with their ideas, and I often wonder how the heck did they come up with that. So please go along and look at these. But I've made this video so that you can see how it's put together. Makes it just slightly easier. Now what I've used is Ornate Garden with the daisies. That's on Bumblebee, and the green that I'm using for the background for the card base is Old Olive. And I'm using white as well to pick out the white of the daisy. Now on my YouTube, no it wasn't, it was on my blog last Sunday, I did the same design card, but it didn't quite go how I wanted. So this is actually what I wanted to do and get something that just looked a little bit better. The other thing that I'm using are these stitched dies. So these give, I tend to use the circle punches, but I wanted something a bit bigger and I wanted to go square. So I've used the two biggest squares, and that's what I'll use for the middle of my card, and the sentiment will go on there, and I'll do a little bit of stamping on there as well. So let me show you how I've put this together. So I've already layered up everything just so that to save some time. So I've got in Old Olive, I've got a piece of cardstock that measures 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, and I've scored on the long side at 4 1/8 and at 2 and about a 1/16. It's just, it was, the measurement in between 2 and 2 1/8. Okay, so it doesn't have to be super exact. I've then got some strips of Whisper White. So I've got two that measure 5 5/8 by 1 7/8. So they're both the same, and they are going to fit on here. So I've got some layering going on here. So they're going to fit there. And then I've got another piece here. This measures 4 inches by 5 5/8. I'm just going to check that. Yeah, 4 inches by 5 5/8. Now two of those are going to have layered DSP on them. So this is from Ornate Garden. So if you like floral, you'll love this. There's all sorts of different designs. Let me just quickly show you. Got this lovely white foil. In fact, that might even be very vanilla. Big daisies, more foil, and got some more ditzy flowers, foil daisies, and more ditzy flowers. This beautiful paper, too scared to use that, and more flowers. You see I've been cutting this up. So daisies what we're using there, bigger flowers. So each of these designs is also in a foil. So if floral card making or gift box or gift bag making is what you enjoy, then this is the DSP for you. It's 12 by 12, so you can get some really big projects out of that. So you want one strip of this. This measures 1 7/8 by 5 1/2, and that's just going to sit on there like that. So we just get some glue. Use liquid glue so that you can just maneuver it in place. Now I'm doing this super quick because you don't want to see me precisely putting on glue, but take your time and put them on carefully so that you've got a nice even border all the way around, and you've just got a couple of seconds before that glue sets. And then using your bone folder, then just keeping hold of that, and then that just disperses the glue evenly. Just wanted to move that over a little bit there. I just had enough time to do that. And then with the bigger piece, so this measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/2, and then that's going to sit on there like that. So while I'm doing this, we are in the middle of a heat wave at the moment. I am absolutely roasting. The thunder is rumbling outside, which I don't like at all. The blind is firmly shut, so I can't see any lightning, although I do think it's passing over now. I hope so. But it's still ridiculously hot and really muggy and humid. And last night we had one heck of an electrical storm. Just rumbles of thunder, but no rain. It's called I've never heard of this before, but a dry storm. And this light show went on for hours. And where I live, right in the middle of Wales in the UK, we just don't get storms like that ever. It was one of the benefits for me of living here, just because I hate thunderstorms so much. And then what we have here, we're not going to layer this with DSP, we're just going to stick that on there, and that's just going to enable whoever's writing the card to put a sentiment on there. And I'm going to put some stamping on it. So I've got garden green ink, and I've got the leaf from, where is this from? All Things Fabulous. I nearly picked up the wrong stamp set there. So I've got this, I've got this leaf here from All Things Fabulous. Nice stamp set that. I used that in a project the other day, but all of my scheduling is all over the place, so I don't know if you would have seen that yet. I think you would have done, thinking about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm loading up the ink on my stamp, but I'm not going to go straight to the paper. I'm going to stamp off. So I'm just going to stamp off to the side. So I've just stamped that once on my paper, and then I'm going to stamp it here, just because it's just a bit too dark. Whoops. So I'm going to put that there. I just want that to be light. So load it up, stamp it off, and then I'm going to put one of these up here. And then there's room for a sentiment for somebody to write their wishes on there. I'll do some more stamping in a second, but I'll put that out of the way. So we've got that, and that is going to sit in the middle of my card. So let's start loading this up now. And if you're making this card to send to somebody rather than maybe selling it on or, whatever, or taking them to your craft fairs, then at this point you would, before you glue it up, then write your sentiment on there. But I'm just going to go straight in with this and just get that central, so you've got a nice border all the way around. And get your bone folder carefully, smooth that down, and it just disperses all of the glue evenly. And then we'll do the same with this big panel. So I know that people that watch me from all over the world, and can I just say now, thank you, whether you're from the UK or anywhere else in the world, thank you for your continued support. I absolutely love receiving your comments. It really, really makes my day. I know I don't always reply to them straight away, but I promise you it makes my day when I receive them. And I'd love to know where in the world you are commenting from. I look at my analytics on YouTube, and I know that I've got viewers in the US, in the UK, all over Europe. I think there's a lady in Brazil. That comments. And it is really, really lovely to hear from you. So please, please comment. Just come and say hello. And I promise I will comment back with a hello. So I'm just going to put that on there like that. That's quite gluey underneath that. So that's how your card is going to fold. So when you open it up, you've got your sentiment in there. So you've got some words that you've written. You fold it up, but we're not just going to leave it there. The next thing that I want to do is the middle piece. So that is going to sit there roughly in the middle. And then I'm going to sit that on top. So the first thing I'm going to do is decorate this piece. So I want to get some of that leaf design on there, and I'm going to put a sentiment on there as well. where's my glue? No, it's not my glue, my ink. So I've stamped off and then stamp on my card. Load up the ink, stamp off. Stamp on the card. And these are just on the outside. So I don't want a full image. I just want these on the outside of that card. I love these stitched dies. I just love the effect that they give. I think they're brilliant. Now the other thing that I've got from Here's a Card is a thank you sentiment, which I'm going to stamp in black. So I'm going to load that up. Just tap that on there. And in the middle. I am absolutely hopeless at getting this in the middle. So I just want a second just to make sure that I've got that right. Yes, it's in the middle. Okay, so what I'm going to do, be very careful not to smudge that ink because it's very warm and my fingers are really sweaty. So I'm just going to layer this using dimensionals. Whoops, just get that off. Nothing wants to stick tonight, nothing wants to stick. I can only presume it's because it is so humid and these nails are hopeless. Okay, and then line that up on there. Get it central. I would normally get my head right over the top of this to make sure that it's central. That should do it. And then I'm going to just stick that on there like that. So what I'm going to do is put some glue just on the back half, or even the back third, to be honest. We do want it about halfway, like that. So literally just on that left-hand side. Let's get some glue on there. I've got something on the tip of my glue. Sort that out in a second. So like that, and then decide where you're going to put it. I'll get that halfway over, and then when you're happy with where it is, push it down. Move it if you need to. I think I've got that on properly. And there you have it. So better than the cards I made the other day. I'm absolutely certain of that. I think it was Sunday I put that out, and no, not Sunday, Sunday before last, and I wasn't 100% happy with it. But now I've got that exactly where I want it. So I hope you like it. You can make this in any style that you like. Just, it could be a Christmas card. You could make it with more abstract design on it. It just depends. You could use that with any DSP. The stitch dies are a perfect accompaniment to your basic kit. And on my Facebook page this week, and maybe into next week as well, Taffy Crafting. So go to Facebook, Taffy Crafting. I'm running a series of posts on there for basic card making and paper crafting kit. So go along and have a look at that. All of the links go directly to my shop. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back again very soon with another crafty project for you. See you then. Bye bye.